Hey, so in this video, I'm going to look at Google Forms, which could be a useful tool for doing some remote assessment or just surveying. I use it quite a bit, as no doubt you'll have seen if I've pushed out surveys that you might have been a part of. So they're really easy to set up, and this is how you do it. So I'm just in Chrome at the moment. I am logged in as me with my gateshead.ac.uk account, and I'm going to click on the Google Apps sort of family button here. That's where you would access Drive and things like that. What I'm going to do is scroll down, and you'll see Forms there. I'm going to click on Forms, and it will take you to this screen. There are a few different sort of templates you can use. In my case, I just want a blank one so that we can have a look at it now. So like I said, I'm going to click on blank here. And this is the basic form. So it's a standard sort of Google layout. You've got some options here and that. So what I'm going to call it is remote assessment. I'm a terrible speller and mistyper, so I'm going to occasionally have to spell check, but I suppose it shows a feature. And this is a test for remote assessment. Cool. So again, I'm going to create this. So the first thing I'd want to know is a student's name. So I'm just going to say student. And name, surname, and you'll see it automatically change to short answer there. I'm going to click it to required. And because I want basically the next thing to be student number, I'm just going to click this little button here, which is duplicate next to the bin. So I'm going to duplicate this, and in this case, change it to number. And again, because it doesn't have a number, it'll still do a short answer. Now, the next thing I want to do is capture the date, because you might want to use the same assessment or the same form on multiple days, because one of the things I'm going to use this for is for basically capturing what type of activity students have done, and they can just keep using this same response for that. So I'm going to duplicate my question. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll show you a different way of doing it. So I'm going to delete a question, which is the little bin. And I'm going to just I'm going to add a question in this case. And what I'm going to do is you'll see it defaulted to multiple choice. If you click on that, you'll get lots of different options. And in this case, I want a date. So I'm going to click on a date, and you'll see sort of month, day, year. It is the sort of American way of doing things. I'm not sure if you can change that with it being American software. No, it isn't. So I'm sure people will be able to cope with that, though. So what I'm going to do is today's date as a question there. And again, make it required. So I'll just double check that those are required. They are. You can see when you click away from a question, it sort of, the options disappear. So what I'm going to do now is create a multiple choice, actually a checkbox question. So basically I'm going to do what type of activities have you done today? And then I'm going to start creating some options here. So I have research, and I just press enter there, planning, practical practice. I suppose it's going to depend what type of activities people can do at home. I just realized I need to capitalize that one. Practical practice, again, written work. I'm going to do mock tests, and I'm going to click the add other, just to let people do it. And I appreciate it. You could contextualize that to your own area. I'm going to do required, and the good thing about checkboxes is if they've done multiple versions of this, or things, they can add those in as they're going on. One of the things I'm going to get them to do as well is I'm going to add a new question, and this one's going to be a paragraph one, because I want learners to maybe to summarize what they've done. So as the key points of your learning today. And 100 words there for this one. And again, that might just be an American one. And you can see it sort of switched it to paragraph. And again, I'm going to do required. Now for the next one, I'm actually going to link a video. So if you wanted students to watch, say, a YouTube video and then, comment on that or summarize it, then again, you can do that. So again, I'm just going to create a new, in fact, I'm going to duplicate this here. In this case, so it's key points of this video. Yeah, and again, you could be more elaborate if you wanted for that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, add video. And you can see it comes up with a video search or the URL. Here's one I prepared earlier. And if I click search, you can come up, it's an ETF documentary on British values. And I'm going to select that. And again, the video is here. So vid, and here's the video. So what I'm going to do is I now need to drag that above there, so I can click there and literally just drag my question, and that didn't work. So there you go. Oh, no, it did. Here's me. It's because my questions are the same. There you go. For that. So there's video that's embedded in there, and and there's a question. So for that. And looking at some of the other features, again, you have multiple choice, and again, that could be something where you just want them to select one option. So, which is the correct answer. And I'm just going to use options because I'm running out of time. Well, not running out of time, but so option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 2 could be the correct one. You could change those up again and put a question mark at the end of that. So you can scroll through and sort of go back in and edit anything you want as you're going along, and then you need to basically send it to learners. So if you click send here, you'll get this up. Now, I would suggest automatically collecting responses from Gateshead College email addresses because the students will need to be logged in, obviously, to access this. So you can do that. If you want to send it to just say 1 or 2 students, you can specifically do that, or you can go on to the link and just create and copy that link by clicking the copy button. And then you could either email that to learners, you could put it on Google Classroom, you could put it on Moodle. It's up to you for that. If in the rare cases you needed to create a survey and you wanted it for external, it might be employers you're working with or something like that, you can click untick that box and click shorten URL. And when you shorten the URL, basically the recipient of the survey doesn't have to be logged in on the Gateshead domain. Otherwise, they will. So I'm going to not use that one because this would be aimed at students and we want them logged in. So I would copy that and then just close that down. If you want to preview what it will look like and test it, you just click the little I button here. And this is what it would look like. So there's dashboard. My student number is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 3, 5, 5, 6. Today's day is today. And I've done some practical practice and I'm going to have done some research today. I can type my answers here. And you can see I can even launch the video and it will just play just like any YouTube video. Yeah, and again, put my answer in there for that. And I'm going to choose option 2. And then I click submit. Cool. And because we didn't restrict it to just one answer, I can submit another response. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to my responses page now. I've just realized I don't think that's saved. And I've just realized that it's recording just one tab. However, you can now see the answers I put in, that you could hear my typing in the responses section. So you can see I clicked research, I clicked practical practice. Today's date is there for the 17th. And I type my answer there, blah, 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 and the correct answer there. So it'll even summarize information for you. I can look at the questions, which will come up with the individual question responses. So you can see who's done it, or I can go to individual here and it will create an entire, there are all my answers as I did them in there. If you need to do, this on a quite a large scale, you can even click this button and it will automatically create a spreadsheet and dump them into that as well. So it's worth having a little play with this. There's themes here as well, so if you want to just mess around with the colors, make it a bit more so Gateshead colors, put a header on there, you can. Let's use the books one here and click insert there, and if I go back to my questions now, it's put a little picture there, and you can change fonts, background colors, etc. on there to suit your own style. I'm going to give this sort of name. It'll automatically, if you click on the name, go to whatever's in there, and that's about it. Obviously, if you've questions, get in touch with either myself, Richard, or a member of the Lead Prac team or e-learning. So that's it. Bye.